Oh, welcome to Blog 4. What's Blog 4 about? Oh yes, it's about Melaka. It's a little bit about Melaka and Isabella Bird meeting up with Captain Hayward. Now then, this is the vlog about the blog. And the hope is that you will go and actually read the blog or follow the blog, because there's a whole lot of this stuff coming in. I'm sticking it up there bit by bit. And this little video isn't meant to encourage you to go and read it because, well, it's probably far better to read it than just listening to me rambling on about what we're talking about. Anyway, what I've done is I've taken the script for this documentary that we were going to make, and I've converted it into a series of blogs just dealing with some of the subject matter. Right, so don't forget lawrencegray.net/travel with a capital T /blog-2. Right, got that. It's written down below. You can link through to that. Anyway, so since I'm here and trying to keep my excuse this with this whiskey. Ah, yes. Right. Clearing my voice here. I thought I'd just tell you a little bit about Melaka. Melaka is was the centre of a very powerful little empire. They controlled Sumatra and they controlled most of the peninsula of Malaya, or Malay Peninsula, and a number of sundry islands all the way up to Borneo and wherever, and in fact wherever they landed. They were a trading empire, very mobile and very, very rich, which is what attracted the Portuguese. Now then, when we talk about the period of history, the 16th century, the period of discovery, we back in my school days, I was told that these superior Europeans, full of technology and knowledge and well, once they discovered that the world was round, they were off round it, and they were going to conquer all these little natives who had nothing but a pointy stick and a loincloth and well, practically nothing but a few coconuts to call a technology, or whatever it is. Anyway, that was the impression that I had as a school child. But of course, the reality was that Melaka was a place full of scholarship. It had connections with societies all around the Indian Ocean and as far as China. When they were connected to the Ottoman Empire. They had a lot of scholars coming in from Arabia and Dubai, and well, I don't know whether Dubai existed then, but anyway, that area they came in from these areas, and they had a literate ruling class and a civilization, to say the least. But even better still, they had cannons and guns and a standing army. The pay was pretty ropey, which was something that the Chinese traders informed the Portuguese in India. And the Chinese also said, well, there's a lot of people in Melaka who rather resented paying these extraneous taxes to Sultan Mahmud Shah, who was, well, essentially taxing you if you were Chinese and taxing you if you were Indian, and not taxing you if you were Malay. Where have we heard this before? This sounds very familiar politics. Anyway, the result was that the Portuguese realised that there was political weakness there that they could exploit, and that's what they did. When they turned up, they started negotiating at first, but Mahmud Shah just didn't want to negotiate. All these nonsensical Portuguese guys with their silly tin hats, and what sort of thing were they up to anyway? Who cares about them? This, of course, pissed them off even more, especially when some of their people were kidnapped and kept prisoner, they held hostage just in case the Portuguese decided to bombard the city. And that's exactly what happened. The Portuguese started bombarding, and then the Chinese helped to ferry their troops in, and Mahmud Shah's famous charge on elephants ended up in disaster, because elephants don't really work in closed, confined spaces, but they're terribly frightening. The Portuguese almost gave up and ran away, but they they persevered at the last moment after a little bit of skullduggery went on. Anyway, they took over and Mahmud Shah fled, and his sons went off and set up shop in the Johor River and in Perak. And the Portuguese then had a miserable century, so hidden away in this enclave here. They traded, they got a bit of it, but it wasn't very good. It wasn't terribly lucrative. And eventually the Dutch, in cahoots with the Johor sultans, took over Melaka and, of course, gave everybody a better deal. Having said that, Isabella Bird has a very low opinion of the Dutch. But frankly, she has a bit of a lower opinion of what the British did there. The British had taken over, officially taken over in 1824. They'd taken over a little bit earlier, when the Dutch were on the wrong side of the fighting during the Napoleonic Wars. And then after the Napoleonic Wars had taken over, the Dutch were back to being allies of the British and so on and so forth. And then eventually, though, in 1824, they came to an agreement where they split the spheres of influence between the British and the Dutch. And so the British took over Melaka and then did absolutely bugger all with it for the next 50 years. They didn't put in any hotels. They didn't put in any banks. British traders, well, they couldn't be bothered with the place. And that's doesn't mean the place was idle. In fact, the place was rather busy with lots of Chinese and fighting each other, and lots of Malays fighting Chinese and fighting each other. And people rushed to this place because of the British legal system. It made it easier for them to avoid paying anybody any taxes, especially those sultans up the road who were still playing the same card that Mahmud Shah was trying. Anyway, that was the situation that she found herself in. And then she met Captain Hayward. Yes, Captain Hayward. Hairy-chested. Actually, probably looked sort of chap rather like myself. Anyway, read about it down below. Go to the website, and I'll see you at the next vlog, which hopefully I shall be able to wax lyrical without my voice cracking up. But there you go. Who knows? Perhaps I'll just have to drink more whiskey. That's all there is to it. So, see you next time. Oh, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Don't forget, ring the bell. Bye.